everybody, I'm here again with a crochet tutorial today. I've actually got a new stitch for you all that hopefully you will enjoy. It's another really nice textured stitch as well, and it is the bobble stitch, or sometimes known as puff stitch, or I think the popcorn stitch it might be known as well, but I'm going to refer to it as the bobble stitch. So this could be nice. I've seen a few things that they add it on detail, maybe on blankets, on cardigans, something like that. They add it as nice detail, or you could just make a plain blanket full of the bobble. But I'm going to teach you how to make the bobble stitch today so that you can create some of your own project with it. So I've just got some chunky yarn here, a 6.5mm hook. I have sized up just because it can get a little bit tight, and then I've got a pair of scissors to chop off my ends. Without further ado, go and grab your yarn and your hook and then we can get going. Okay then everybody, we're going to begin by making our slip knot, and you can do this in whichever way that you prefer. Again, if you don't know how to create a slip knot, go and check out my video on it. I will leave a link in the description box down below. Okay then, so for this pattern we're actually going to chain an odd number of stitches, but then we're going to add one. So actually we're going to chain an even number, but that one at the end is going to be our turning chain. So all you're going to do is yarn over and chain the amount that you need for your project. I'm just going to do a simple swatch square today, so I will only do about 15, I think. Okay then, so I have my chain of 15, and then I'm just going to plus 1 as my turning chain. So an odd number plus 1, so chain an even number for the project that you're going to do. And then row 1 is really simple. We're just going to be working double crochets. That's double crochets in UK terminology and single crochets in US. So all we're going to do is skip the first chain and we're going to work in the second chain from the hook. Insert your hook gently in, yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And all you're going to do is work those all along your row for row number 1. So work double crochets in every chain to the end of the row, and I will meet you back when you have completed that, and then we can start our puff stitches. Okay then, so I've just worked double crochets in each stitch to the end of my row, and now we can start row number 2. So to begin row number 2, all you're going to do is chain 3 and turn your work. And that's going to count as turning chains, and also is going to count as our first treble crochet, which you will see at the end of this. So all of these stitches will be the same along the row, but this first one is a little bit different, but I will, it'll become clear as we continue with this piece. So we've just chained 3, and now into the stitch directly below we're going to treble crochet 4 together. So all you're going to do this is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you're just going to leave those other 2 loops on your hook so that we can treble crochet them together at the end. So that's 1. Repeat and pull through only 2 loops. That's 2. Repeat and pull through only 2 loops, that's 3, and repeat and only pull through 2 loops, that's 4. So your chain 3 at the beginning actually counts as your 5th treble crochet. So in every other stitch that we're going to work, we're actually going to work 5 treble crochets together, but because we had to work a chain of 3 to turn our work, that counts as our first treble crochet. So now you should actually have a total of 5 loops on your hook. All you're going to do is yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops. So then all we're going to do in our next stitch is we're actually going to work just a double crochet, and this will hopefully pop out our puff stitch a little bit more. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So all that does is puffs out your stitch like so at the front. Okay then, now we can work another puff stitch. So all we're going to do is yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And we're going to do that another 4 times so that we have a total of 5 trebles. So work that, only pulling through the first 2 loops. Four, and a 5th one. It can get pretty tight, but you will get used to working with a large number of loops. So on your hook now you should have 6 loops, because as I said, this is a little bit different to the first one. All you're going to do is pull through all 6 of those loops, and then in the next stitch you're just going to work a double crochet to puff out that stitch a little bit more. So if I show you the other side of my work, this is what yours should be looking. You've got 2 puffs here, and then you're going to work them along the rest of the row, and this is your other side of your piece, as you can see. So you're going to work that all along the rest of your row. I will just show you one more. So into the next stitch we're going to work 5 treble crochets together. So up, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, that's 4, and that is 5. And then you're going to pull through all 6 of those loops and then work a double crochet in the next stitch, like so. So as you continue, your work may curl up slightly, but as you work a few more rows, it will start to flatten out. It's just because you've got a large number of stitches into each stitch, if that makes sense. So you're going to go ahead and work that all the way along the rest of your row, working a puff stitch, which is 5 treble crochets together, and then a double crochet in the next stitch. 5 treble crochets together and a double crochet. And I will meet you back when we get to the last stitch of the row. Okay then, so as you can see, my work is curling up, but as I've said, it will start to flatten out when you repeat the rows. So we're actually on to the last stitch of row number 2, and it is right that you finish on a puff stitch. So I've just worked my double crochet to secure that one down, and now I'm just going to work another puff stitch into this last stitch here. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through 2, four, and a final one, 5, and then yarn over, pull through all 6 of those. So that is how your row should end up like. Obviously on the other side this is what it's going to look like. So now I'm just going to show you row number 3, and these 2 rows are the pattern repeat. So we've got the puff stitch row and then the next row, and there are pattern repeat. So all you need to do is chain 1 and turn your work, so you have the puff stitches facing you now. As you can see, they're really cute and nice and bubbly, and really textured piece as well. Okay then, so all along the top of this row we're going to just work double crochets. So super simple, but it is a little bit tricky which sections you're going into, so I just thought I'd show you. So along the top of your piece you have V's. As usual, there are stitches. As you can see, the V's on top of the puff stitches are a little bit bigger and wider. That's just because of the stitch. And then you've got a little V where your double crochet was, and you've got a big V and a little V. you're just going to work double crochets into every single V that you find. So you've got a big V here, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull up and work a double crochet. Then you should have a little V. And you're just going to work into all of those stitches along the top. So go ahead and work a double crochet into every stitch or little V that you find along the top of your row. That just secures down your row and makes it a little bit easier to work the next row. Okay then, so I've just worked all of my double crochets and it just secures down the bobbles, as you can see, and gets us ready for the row number 4, I think. So this is, as I've said, the pattern repeats. So you've got a row of puff stitches and then a row of double crochets, row of puff stitches, a row of double crochets, and that's what we're going to repeat until you get the width or the length of whichever piece that you're doing. So I'm just going to show you this round once again, just the beginning and how to create the puff stitches, just in case you found it a little bit confusing. So all you're going to do is chain 3 and turn your work, and as I've said, this chain 3 is going to count as one of our treble crochets. So actually in this first stitch we only need to treble crochet 4 crochets together, because this chain 3 will count as our 5th. So yarn over and work 4 treble crochets without completing them, so only pulling through the first 2 loops. Okay then, so that's 4 treble crochets and a chain 3, and you're just going to pull through all 5 of those loops. Then into the next stitch, secure it down with a double crochet, like so. And then I'll just show you one more. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, repeat that, yarn over, pull through 2, and number 5 can get a little bit cramped. Yarn over, pull through all 6 of those loops, and then a double crochet in the next stitch to finish it off. So now you should have the hang of that. If you don't, please feel free to rewind the video or pause the video if I'm going too fast. Go ahead and work this along the row, and then I will meet you back for the next row. Okay then, so as I mentioned in the previous puff row, we do actually end on a puff stitch, so I just have 1 stitch left to complete, and that's going to complete my row. So we do end on a puff stitch. 3, 4, and 5, and there we go. So that is our second puff row, and now we need to work a row of double crochets. So chain 1, turn your work over and work double crochets in every stitch along. So I am going to work a few more rows of this puff stitch just so that you can see what it looks like, but go ahead and repeat this until you get the project you desire. So puff stitch row, and then you've got your double crochet row. Remember that the first one that you do is a little bit different, but only because you count the chain 3 as one of your treble crochets. So go ahead and work that, and I will meet you back when I've got my swatch square. Okay then, so I've just worked a few more rows just so that you can see how it kind of looks. So I really love this stitch. I think it's such a nice textured stitch that you might want to add into kind of any part of your crochet pieces and crochet projects. So I hope you enjoyed it as well, and you've been able to create something very similar. So if you did enjoy this video today, please leave me a like and also comment down below what future stitches or projects that you'd like to see from me in the future. Subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date with all my past videos. Go and check out some past content, some crochet projects, some knitting stitches and some crochet stitches. And also, if you have the chance, follow me on Instagram. I'm at hooks.andneedles1, so you can keep all up to date with my personal projects and also know when videos are coming out on here. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Keep crafting and have fun. Bye.